it's Jordan Cunliffe. I'm back. This is going to be my first real episode talking about my struggle and my bout with drug addiction. I posted one video previously and it just kind of talked about, that I want to create a safe space where we can share and be there for each other and, talk about whatever topics people are struggling with in life, um, but also how we get through those things. This is going to be centered around positivity, love, and motivation. I think those are the three key concepts that I want to discuss mostly on this channel in regards to how we navigate life and deal with our problems. I think it's a good place to start is give a little background on, you know, why I'm doing this. So, like I said, I struggled with drug addiction for 10 years. Started in about 2012 is when I really started using heavily. I was doing cocaine, and drinking alcohol to come down, but my real problem was cocaine. It started off just snorting cocaine and doing it at parties with friends and things like that, and then that escalated to the point where I was doing it by myself and not really going out to see anybody. And then as time went on, I started shooting up cocaine, and getting IV use, and that got really scary. I was still in school at the time. Don't know how I finished my last semester of college, but I did. I graduated, but it was a real rough one. I was drug addicted for basically that whole semester, IV use. So anyway, from there, I found crystal meth, and I thought that was the cure. I thought all my problems were over. It kept me from doing coke. I could use it less often. Um, and just how things go, drug addiction, things spiral. Then you get dependent, and same habits occurred. I started dropping off from all my responsibilities, couldn't keep family relationships, couldn't keep friendships, started self-isolating, again turned to IV drug use, and that went on for basically from 2015, late 2015 to May 3rd of 2022. Um, you know, so kind of what somebody commented that they wanted to hear a little bit about how I got clean. It just got really dark for me. I'm sitting in my apartment uh, by myself, crying about everything I've lost in life. I had a great job. I played Division I soccer. I had awesome friends, and I basically threw all that out the window for drugs. So there's this sense of shame for all the material and things that I'd lost. Also, my status, if you will, in society. I didn't have a good job anymore, or at least not one that I was proud of. I wasn't using my education. Um, I didn't really have real connections with family or friends, and that was probably the worst part about it all. I spent a lot of time uh, growing up with having great friends, people that were there for me and I was there for them. And, I had a really normal family. Everybody was supportive. I can't blame anything of my struggles on that. So, but yeah, I lost my friends entirely. Well, not that I lost my friends, but I just couldn't be there as a friend. And as over the course of 10 years, you kind of fade away from those people. But that's how you're doing, and hanging out with people that don't really have your back and are just kind of there uh, because you guys share this common bond of drug use and drug addiction. And it's really basically you're using each other to be able to get high, but they're not real friendships. Um, but what my darkest moment was, I'm sitting in my apartment by myself, and um, I'm watching these YouTube videos about motivation, and they're just making me cry. I'm bawling, and all I can do to feel to be able to release that energy was to just start screaming, um, because it just felt like I was so empty inside, and there was so much negativity and so much hell in my heart, but I wanted more, and I just didn't know how to get out of my drug addiction in order to get more. I didn't know where to start. And I just remember crying and yelling at the top of my lungs because I didn't know how else to release that energy. It was a really dark and scary time. So anyway, I that was basically my rock bottom. I was on probation, couldn't pass my drug tests. Um, let me plug this in. Sorry. I was on probation. I couldn't pass my drug tests, and you know, I didn't know what I was going to do because I couldn't get out of active addiction. I checked myself into 2 detoxes, and I didn't know where else to run, and I didn't know how else to try to get help for myself. And so I felt empty, and I just remember thinking, like, why am I even here? Why, if this is life, then what's the point? And I never had thoughts like that before, so that was really scary. And I did what I thought I would never be able to do. I picked up the phone, I called my mom, and I said, "Hey mom, I got to talk to you about something, and you're not going to like it." And she asked what that was, and I just said, I need to go to treatment. I'm willing to go now, and I need to go today or tomorrow while I'm still willing. And she was there. She was shocked and not super happy about it, but ultimately she made the whatever she needed to do financially happen, and I was able to get to treatment. I went to Desert Hope in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a great facility. I had an awesome experience there, but I have been down as dark a path as it gets. I hated myself. I didn't know why life was worth living. I didn't know how to get my old life back. I didn't know where to start. And so, if any of you guys are feeling that too, I promise you there's a way out. It's not easy. And I'm still new at this. I'm only 68 days clean today, but I'm going to document my progress through this channel. And I would love to hear you guys' feedback, and if there's any topics that you want to cover, if there's anything that you'd like me to go more in depth on, we'll go from there. I think the next thing I'm going to talk about is how family relationships are and friendships are affected by drug addiction. So here's the first video of just a little bit of background on what I've been through. I'll be diving more and more into each of these little subsections: family, friends, intimate relationships, self-awareness, how you feel about self-esteem, all these things that you kind of go through drug addiction, and things people struggle with even if they're not addicted to drugs. So I hope I can be a motivation to you guys. I hope that this is a channel that you guys can turn to get a little perspective when you're feeling down, and know that people go through it and that you can get through it. And yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.